Hey kids, a Bible story for you. Have you ever felt God was far away? Well, today's story shows us that God can meet us anywhere, even in the middle of quiet desert. Let's learn about a man named Moses and a bush that burned without burning. Now you might be wondering, why was Moses in desert? Why was not he still living in the palace of Egypt? Well, here's what happened. When Moses was a young man, he saw something very wrong in Egypt. A cruel Egyptian was hurting one of Moses' people, the Israelites, who were treated like slaves. Moses got angry and tried to help, but he ended up hurting the Egyptians. People found out, and Pharaoh, the king, wanted to punish Moses. So Moses ran away to a faraway land called Midian. That's why Moses was living in the desert. He was hiding and starting a new life. He got married and took care of sheep. He probably thought, my big important days are over. But guess what? God was not finished with Moses. Even though he was living quietly in the desert, God still had an amazing plan for him. One day, Moses was walking near a mountain called Horeb. Suddenly, he saw something strange, a bush on fire, but it was not burning up. Moses was so curious, he walked closer, and then he heard a voice. The voice of God speaking from the bush. God said, "Take off your sandals. You are standing on holy ground. I am the God of your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Moses covered his face. He was afraid to look at God. God told to Moses something very important. My people in Egypt are suffering. I hear their cries. I am going to rescue them, and I am sending you Moses. Moses was shocked. Moses said, I am not good at speaking. What if they don't listen? But God said, I will be with you. That changed everything. Wow, what an amazing story. But what does it mean for you and me? Here are 3 things we can remember. God can meet us anywhere, even in a quiet desert, even in your home. He speaks in many ways, through the Bible, in prayer, or through people he sends. God uses ordinary people. Moses did not feel special. He was not a superhero, but God still chose him, and God can choose you too. When God calls, we should say, Here I am, just like Moses did. We don't need to be afraid because God promises to help us. So, kids, the burning bush was not just a fire, it was God's holy presence. And Moses' story reminds us that even when we feel small or far away, God sees us. He knows our name and He has a plan. Be ready to say, Here I am, Lord. Thanks for listening to the story of Moses. God bless you.